Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to a new hand lettering video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you yourself personally can create some hand lettering on the iPad Pro, whether you're a beginner or someone who's more experienced. But not only hand lettering, I'm going to be showing you how you can create some calligraphy brushes and make some cool calligraphic designs. So first things first, you need an app called Procreate. This is it. It's very cheap. It's on the App Store, and you need the iPad with an Apple Pencil. Most iPads now have Apple Pencil capability. So if you do have an iPad Pro, you can either make your own brushes during this, or you can buy the ones that I'm using down below from my website. Link is in the description. So first of all, start with a new document, and we're going to go to just the technical pencil over here. Up here's your brushes here. Go to your technical pencil, and this just allows you to draw very evenly. So I'm going to show you how you can create that others lettering that I've shown you. Start off with two guides, and we're going to just hold down, and this, when we hold down on this pencil, we get a straight line, but if we hold a finger, it will snap it to place into vertically or horizontal shapes here. There we go, and we've got two guides right there, and that's all we need for this because we're using block capitals. Make another layer and go here, and we're going to just bring this down, the opacity down. And on the new layer, we're going to start writing down some ideas. So we're going to go and write the word others here. So I'm just going to quickly draw a circle. If you don't fancy drawing a circle like this, you can also use the quick shape tool, which is where you can draw a circle and you can edit the circle, and it basically allows you to create perfect shapes. But I'm going to do it like this because you get a bit more of a natural approach. Now when it comes to hand lettering and flourishing your hand lettering, you're looking for balance. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to start off with just the first basic letters like so, just roughly sketch them in so you can get a feel of what the letters could be. We're going to move this to the left slightly so we can keep everything in line with the guides. And what we're doing is just getting the skeleton of the lettering down, yeah? So now that we've got the skeleton of the lettering down, we can create another layer, and this is where we can start practicing our flourishes, because what we want to do is not just have one massive flourish down at the bottom and that's it. We want to make it a bit more interesting, and we can do this by creating a sense of balance across the lettering, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to start with the O. Nothing really much to flourish here, and we don't want to go overboard in it either. We just want to see the relationships. With the T, we can use this part here and create this kind of flourish up here that goes across the whole bit of the lettering. So we've got that there. Now what if we wanted to create this at the bottom? Well, we'll need to find another place within the letters where we can create this sort of same angle, and we can do this pretty easily on this one with either the R or the E. The R will probably be the easiest, so I'm going to go down here with the R and try it here. We could do it with the H as well, as you saw in my last one, but I'm trying to show you the relationships of what you can do to flourish. Now, flourishing is by no means necessarily needed in lettering. It's just literally what it is. It's called flourishing, where we create a bit of artsy looking dividers basically to make it look cool and to compose it correctly. With the E, we could easily bring this up and down. We might have to do that a bit differently, but remember we're on another layer here, so we can get rid of any of these changes and it doesn't really matter too much. With the H, we could go over here and just curve it under the T. If we don't like that because it kind of looks like a J, we don't have to keep it. But there you go, you've got your basic flourishing letters. Now if you didn't like that, or if you didn't want to do the H or whatever, you can just get rid of the H. And we can just sort of like change the H part here. So bring this up instead to make it a bit different. Now we've got a pretty cool composed hand lettering word right here. I mean, it could be balanced more, and the only way that I could say it could be balanced more is if I was to go back all the way to the R. We want to go and find this letter H here, where we could curve it around to create that same flourish as the T, yeah? And when we do that, we've got symmetry on the top and the bottom, so it looks like it's encapsulated. Now here we could create, you know, some more like flourishes on the side here, which would like enclose off the whole thing. We could bring that to the other side as well, but I just want to stick with the words. I don't want to add too many flourishes. So now that we've got the lettering here and it's in its skeleton form, so we know exactly how it's going to work, we need to work out what kind of lettering we want to do with it. So we've got a few options. We could either go ahead and go full sans serif, so it's one monoline weight in all of these letters here, keeping everything consistent like so. So the E would be kind of like this. Obviously I'm just speeding up the process, but you could do this and it would look all right. It might look interesting, and we could do this in a couple of different ways by using the pencil like I just did there, or we could use it with like a different brush. Now the other option of what we could do is to do it in more of a serif typeface. So we could do this by, you know, the H here. These could be really, you know, thick lines here, obviously speeding up through this. And you can have these serif parts here, and then anything like here could be, you know, thinner, right? So anything that is like going across is thinner, anything coming down is thick. So that's how you get the serif typeface. But instead of doing a serif version of this, I'm just going to stick with monoline. Now monoline is where we just create basically one monoline shape like so. So everything we're going to go over is one monoline shape. And we can do this by choosing a monoline brush. Now the monoline brush that I've got here is one that I've created, and I created it from the artistic wet acrylic one. Basically I just edited it so when we go into general that the size limits are just the same, and the pencil, no matter how hard you press on it, it doesn't change. So it's going to stay the same all the way through in its size, so we get a nice complete size. That's how I create my monoline ones. Again, if you don't want to make it, then just go ahead and go to my website. You can buy it or you can download it from someone else for free. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and lower the opacity of the layer with the lettering in, and this so we can just see it. It's kind of like using tracing paper. We're then just going to make another layer on top. So what I'm going to start doing is going over the lettering with this pen. Now we can use the quick shape tool like so to create perfect shapes for our O's. It makes life a lot easier. And we can use the quick line tool by creating perfectly straight lines. And then up here we can eyeball this sort of. So it might take a few goes, but we've got streamline on this as well. So if you're struggling with your hand lettering and it looks a bit jittery, it's probably because you haven't got streamline turned on. And to turn it on, you go to the brushes up here and then you click on the brush itself, go to stroke and make sure this one here, streamline, is turned on. And what that will do is it will help smooth out your strokes. Again, we'll go to the H here, keeping it all consistent in angles. Again, we'll come down here and try and do this in one. It never works out in one, but it's always fun to do. Here, keep it perfectly horizontal by keeping my finger on the screen. And we're just going to go over this. Now obviously this is a very thin monoline and you can change the thickness of it. I just like the thin nature of it. Now when you're lettering these parts of the R or the B or whatever, or the P, you want to make sure that it is as consistently round as possible. So you've got straight, coming into the round, going back to the straight. You want to make sure the negative space within here works as well. Then we're going to bring this down. In fact, I'll do the S first. Now the S is a bit of a pain in the butt, but we can try it. And we do it by simply being patient and taking our time with the one stroke. You can see here, this is like trial and error. I'm going to stick with that one, and then with the R as a reference to the S, we can come out so it's got a good relationship with the S. long strokes all the way through. Get rid of the layer underneath, and now we have our lettering here. Now, what if we wanted it to be a bit more substantial than this? Well, you can do a couple of things. You can either duplicate it and merge it down, which would make it a bit more substantial. You've still got like some of the texture in there, which is what I love about this brush, is that we have so much texture coming out of it. But then we could also go over it with the pencil if we want to make it more refined. But that's basically it. You've got that here. We can merge these both down. We've got our lettering. I like it a lot there. We can do a lot with it. We don't have to do much with it. It just looks very simple, nicely balanced piece of hand lettering. And in fact, we can create maybe even something down here, like, I'm not too sure, but if we feel like we've got a bit missing, we could, like, you know, come up down here, and then over here we can come up over here, create some symmetry effects going on. Yeah, that probably looks a bit weird now, but, like, you know, it's creating that symmetry effect across the whole board, making it balanced. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this hand lettering calligraphy video. I'm going to be posting more of these out every week. I'm going to have a schedule up on my channel, brand new schedule of how often I'm going to be posting. It's going to be about 3 videos a week during the weekdays and maybe on the weekends, and that'll help you guys know when I'm going to be posting these. If you've got any questions or anything that you struggle with to do with hand lettering on the iPad or on paper, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe, pressing that notification bell so you never miss a video. See you soon. Goodbye.